Yeah, y'all know what time it is.
Thank y'all for tuning in to my take, and I want to give my take on this whole Stephen A. Smith and Kwame Brown situation. Mainly Stephen A. Smith response. I want to say that at best, it was elementary. His response, it was terrible. As intelligent as this man comes off, that's the best that he can come up with as far as a response. Kwame Brown ethered this guy, right? And I'm not coming from a biased perspective, but I also let you guys know that Stephen A. Smith was dangerous. I always said that this man was straddling the fence. When you listen to this man commentary, when it came to African American players versus non-African American players, every time he spoke of non-African American players, the tone was always soft. But when he spoke about African American players, he was always aggressive, basically degrading the actual player, saying that the person shouldn't have did this, he just stupid, making dumb decisions, right? So that's the energy that he had with African American players. So he comes out after Kwame Brown asked him a slew of questions. He comes out, he does on Mic Drop, he comes out and do a segment basically supposed to be addressing Kwame Brown. So when he did a segment, like I said, I was upset because the only thing that this man did was everything that Kwame Brown said that he was going to do. Basically paint him as an aggressor, basically just like show some highlights of him, which he did. He showed highlights of Kwame Brown missing the ball, dropping the ball, right? And just said that you can't play. You, like, sir, that's just what it is. You can't play, right? He didn't address none of the questions that Kwame Brown had, which is, what was you doing at those colleges at 18-year-old with the 18-year-olds? What was you doing there? Why was you sent? And he was basically alluding to that, you know, this was a time where the NCAA was trying to save face because they had, I believe, around like 5 NBA players that went straight from high school to the NBA. So he, you know, was asking Stephen A. Smith, what was you doing there? And then he asked him, why is your tone different when you're talking to African Americans versus non-African American? Why haven't you, talked about any of them? You know what I'm saying? Like any of the non-Americans. Why don't you have that same energy? And if you were doing what you said you were based on him not being able to play, then why are you going at Kyrie? Why are you going at Kevin Durant? Right? And he didn't answer none of those questions. Stephen A. Smith basically came on and act like he just had to ether. And he did ether. He ethered my brain for me watching that. I could not take it. That was the worst response in the history of response. This guy, who's supposed to be so intelligent, so smart, only showed this man highlights with him messing up and act as if he did something. Walked off as if he just flamed and put the torch to Kwame Brown and addressed none of the issues, about African Americans suffering. Didn't address any of the things. And we already know that Stephen A. Smith watched Kwame Brown videos because he acknowledged it on the show. So I listened, and like I said, I already knew that Stephen A. Smith, was basically straddling the fence, that he was playing it safe, especially after getting fired. I already knew that. And then this is when I really knew, when there was a situation with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez tested positive for PEDs, right? And when Canelo was suspended, Stephen A. Smith, I don't care about Canelo Alvarez testing positive. I want to see the fight versus Triple G. But when it's an African American Stay off the weed. Oh, he's just so stupid. He just like, right, degrading these people. So that's what Kwame Brown was basically acknowledging and, you know, trying to get him to answer those type of questions. And he didn't. Instead, he went on another smear campaign, basically saying that Kwame Brown can't play basketball, which I would like that to say, like, what makes you so qualified to say that a man that played basketball and you who can't play basketball have the right to basically judge somebody or override somebody else like a Jalen Rose and say that, oh, they're nothing, when this person that played in the league with a lot of people in Jordan era is saying otherwise? What makes your word that much more qualified? And I didn't have an issue with Stephen A. Smith. Like, I was coming from the perspective of being unbiased, because if Stephen A. Smith came out with some crazy facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been like, okay, dang, Stephen A. Smith had a great point. Okay, that's why he was doing that. But instead, he just proved Kwame Brown point. And when you listen to Stack 5, Matt Barnes, and you listen to Charlamagne the God, and you listen to Dr. Boyce Watkins, these mans wasn't coming from the perspective of helping. Charlamagne said that he wanted to help and end up talking about this man's daddy killing somebody, right? Which some of the people in Kwame Brown family didn't know. Now they know. Then you talk about Matt Barnes tapping on Stack 5 pocket and saying it's a one-man trade. So that's a sign of respect. And then we're talking about Dr. Boyce Watkins, who's basically saying, giving a platform or blueprint, right, to know how to take Kwame Brown platform down. But he was also trying to help. But they're trying to paint Kwame Brown as this aggressor, you know what I'm saying, that's out of control. He basically mentally ill and like all this silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just looked at the response as, like I said, at best elementary. It was trash. Due to that reason, I won't listen to another Stephen A. Smith episode, you know, because like I said, he's dangerous. He only played as if he's for the black community, but he's not. So I'ma just fall back. You know, I listened to it because I wanted to support another African American, but like at this cost of keeping your foot on people's neck that you're acting like that you're trying to protect, you know, that basically has been exposed. But Stephen A. Smith, look, bro, you lost a lot of credibility. You was better off not responding. That was terrible. That had to be the worst response of all responses in the history of responses. So that's all I got for now, man. It's your man, Ken the Guru. I'm out, man. Until next time.